Hi, welcome to our third video on this. We are going to be working on our pages next. This right here, we're going to bring in our 5 pieces that we scored earlier today. And we are going to put these together. So we're going to go ahead and fold these in half and do our burnishing. Now, for this, if you want pockets, which I did on mine, you can punch a hole, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You have to decide if you want all punched or excuse me, all pockets or just regular pages. If you want regular pages, you can glue all sides together and adhere it onto the album. Or what we're going to do is I'm going to do 3 of the 5. I want to have tabs, pockets where you pull it out, and I'll show you what I mean. So this one right here has a middle pocket. So I have 1, 2, 3, and that is why I have 3 pieces here to show them that, okay, yes, this is something that I need to pull out in. They can either do journaling or add more photos or whatnot onto the inside of this pocket. You can also create ones on the outside as well. You just want to make sure that you punch your circle here and glue this side and this side. And of course, you're going to want to glue this side when you apply it into your album. You can put ones on the outside as well, but I like the ones that are on the top. So now I'm going to take 3 of these out, since this is what I'm going to do my 3 pockets on. And I figure from the inside, so this is where the album is, this is where it's going to be attached. I want to measure at least 1 inch from the edge, or maybe 1 inch and 1/8 to 1/4. I'm going to put a little pencil mark there for me so I know where it is. So I'm just going to put a mark to show this is where I'm going to start punching around the 1 1/4 inch. All right. I'm going to do the same on another one, except I'm going to flip it. This is the closed edge. I'm going to flip it over here and do it on the closed edge, approximately at the same point. All right. So now I am going to just kind of eyeball it. For this third one, it's 6. So this is about the 3-inch mark. Okay. So this right here, we're going to start doing our punch, and I used a 1.5 inch circle punch, and I'm going to line this up with the edge of my circle punch. You can go on the outside as well, or have it more on the inside. Just as long as you are past that 1 inch mark from the edge, you should be good in being able to lift your insert out. So I went about halfway down. So I got half of it in the circle, and then I'm just going to punch. Okay. I'm going to do the same with this one. And then for this middle one where I marked at the 3-inch mark, I'm probably just going to lay it and just eyeball where I think is about the half. That's the 3-inch mark, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Okay, so there we have the beginnings of our pockets. Now your opening, I choose to put it on this side because I am right-handed and my album is going to be on this side. It's just for me to keep myself straight. This will be one page, and then this will be the other one. So with these 3, I wanted to put the 2 ones that I'm going to close completely and not have any pocket. I chose to put them in the middle of these 3. So I'm going to put this actually this one on the inside like that. So now comes the tricky part when we go to glue these together. To have these up, we want to make sure when we're adhering them, this is the outside upward. We're gonna attach these to the mountain pieces. So we should have 5 of them. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're gonna glue these pieces onto them. All right, so I'm gonna start at the front, and since I have my opening here, I don't want to put no glue up here or up here, because I want to make sure my page comes out this way. We don't need glue in the middle. All we need is glue down here and down here to make sure it'll adhere together on there. So what I'm going to do is, you can use tear and tape, but I find that if I use a little bit of the Tombow glue and gluing about, I don't know, maybe 1/4 of an inch, no more, maybe even less, putting in a little bit of glue around the edges. And then we want to make sure we put glue on this side as well, because it's adhering to a different side of the album. I'm going to wet this down again over here. Not much came out. Okay, so down, across, and then down on the other side. So this can be kind of tricky, and what I found best for me is to line up the bottom edge and leave my finger in between here, and then we're gonna open this up. So this is gonna be my front piece. I'm gonna open this up, making sure I adhere it to the mountain in here. All right, and so I'm just gonna line it up evenly, about 1/8 of an inch from the top and the bottom. And again, I'm gonna do the same thing. If I get this adhered, and it's just moving it around until you get it to the proper placement of where you want your page to be, and wiggling it around. Okay, once you get it there, go ahead and give everything a good press. So the first one's pretty easy. Now, the second one, as it gets going here a little bit, we're gonna fold this first one in here. We gotta leave these 2 pieces open. Now we're gonna open up the next 2. This is our next mountain that we're gonna adhere our album onto, okay? So let me show you that again. So this is what it looks like. We got the one piece that was sticking up. We have our valley. We have our valley again with these 2 pieces. So the next one is the mountain. This is the next piece, gets glued on here. I'm gonna open that up. It gets kind of confusing sometimes. So I'm gonna grab my next piece, which is my piece that I decided I want glue all over. Now I'm going to turn this way so I keep it straight, that this is the top of the album because of my holes. And we're going to put glue all the way around on one piece. Okay, so again, we're going to do the same thing. And we're going to put our finger in between here before it dries. And we're gonna go ahead and lay it on this mountain piece, doing exactly the same thing. Now we're gonna try and line it up exactly with that piece that we laid down. And sometimes that gets a little tricky. We're gonna bring this around and pinch it together. Like so. So I'm trying to make sure this is lined up and this is lined up. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to kind of gently fold this over to make sure that they're matching on this side and this side. Everything is even. Okay, so we got 2 pages on now. Now, one thing that I notice is when I get stickiness over here, and it's going to happen when you use glue. The reason why I like to use the Tombow is that you got time to wiggle and maneuver it around. If you use tear and tape, it's stuck and it stays there. But I did find, excuse me, that afterwards you may have some sticky spots like right here. I just go over it with an embossing buddy and it gets rid of that stickiness for you. If you want your white pages to be nice and clean, you can take a rubber eraser, if I can grab it here, like this, and go over and remove some of those sticky spots on here. All right, perfect. Now, your pages may be off just slightly. It shouldn't be too bad. Otherwise, you're gonna, when you open up your album, pages are gonna be kind of wonky or off center. But if you do this, it should be fine. So we're gonna go ahead and close that one up. Now we're gonna move on to the middle piece that has the middle hole. Again, we don't want to put no glue up there. We're going to put glue on both sides of the edge and then one side down at the bottom. These are our valleys. We're going to put it on the mountain piece. Okay. Making sure we're paying attention to where the upside is. As you start building this album, it gets a little bit thicker and a little bit more challenging. We are only got 2 more left, right there and right here. So the next one should be one that I'm going to glue all together. And we are ready for our last page. Our last one is our outer circle. So now we're going to bring these pieces in, make sure these are all flapped in. And look, we still have our little accordion that we started off with way back when. Pretty cool, huh? Look at that. Good job, guys. Okay, last we are going to add these little pieces on to here. And how I did that, these are the small pieces, sorry, we got 2 pieces for the outside. How I did that is I inserted them into these and got them where I wanted them. In our little pockets. Have them up towards the edge a little bit. And then these, we can give a good crease down that score line. Add a little bit of Tombow glue to them. And all I did is took and put them between my fingers and laid it right on top of that piece that I just placed in, and it'll look like that. All right, guys, we're going to move on to our last video, and it'll be showing you how to create the cover and how to attach this.